Hello, passionate Celtic FC fans. This is Celtic Central News, your exclusive source for Celtic updates. Before we kick off, we appreciate the incredible support. If you love Celtic, subscribe now, hit like, and let's build this community together. Now, on to the latest news. A warm welcome to new subscribers. Your support is crucial. Hail, hail. Right then, you boys and girls, gather round because the transfer window rumor mill is absolutely churning today. And what I'm hearing from the back channels, the truly juicy stuff that's making the social media algorithms go into meltdown, is that Celtic might just be pulling off one of the most audacious left field signings we've seen in a very, very long time. Forget your usual suspects, forget the typical Scottish Premiership incomings. We are talking about a player with genuine La Liga pedigree, a midfield maestro who has been a staple in the Spanish top flight. And the name that keeps popping up in the DMs and private WhatsApp groups is none other than Pablo Fornals. I mean, just let that sink in for a minute. A current Real Betis player, a guy who consistently performs at the highest level in one of Europe's big five leagues, is supposedly packing his bags, saying adios to sunny Seville and heading for the misty, iconic embrace of Glasgow's East End. The sources are fragmented, they're whispering it in hushed tones, but the consensus is building. The talks have moved beyond initial interest, they're past the exploratory phase, and now they're deep into the nitty-gritty of personal terms and transfer fees. This isn't just paper talk anymore. This feels like a genuine, high-stakes, clandestine operation unfolding right before our very eyes, and if it comes off, it changes the complexion of the whole squad dynamic, offering the manager an absolutely thrilling new dimension in the engine room. And why the move, eh, Ma? That's the million-dollar question, the one everyone is scratching their heads over, because, let's be honest, Betis is a fantastic club steeped in tradition, and they're always knocking about the European spots. But the chatter suggests that Fornals himself is looking for a fresh challenge, a new environment where he can be the undisputed main man, the creative focal point around which a team is built. He's reportedly keen on experiencing the unique, almost spiritual atmosphere of the Celtic Park European nights. Those truly unforgettable spectacles that simply cannot be replicated anywhere else on the continent. The promise of consistent Champions League football, even if the group stages are a tough grind, is a significant draw, a major hook for any player who wants to test himself against the absolute elite. Furthermore, the supposed offer from Celtic is believed to be incredibly compelling, a long-term contract that demonstrates the club's absolute commitment to making him the highest-paid player in the squad, an investment that underlines their intent to not just dominate domestically, but to actually make a meaningful push in Europe. The sheer financial muscle being flexed here, entirely dedicated to securing this one player, is what makes this rumor so potent, so believable, so utterly electrifying for the supporters who are desperate to see a marquee name walk through the front doors. Now, let's talk about the complexity of the negotiations, because this isn't some free agent we're talking about. This is a player still under contract with a proud La Liga outfit, and Betis, bless them, they are never going to make this easy. The reports are saying that the initial bid from the Hoops was immediately rebuffed, seen as somewhat derisory by the Spanish side's hierarchy, who value their star man significantly higher than the opening gambit suggested. However, the subsequent, more detailed and much more substantial offer that has allegedly been tabled is what has really changed the game and got the green and white half of Seville nervously looking at their phones. We're hearing whispers of a deal that could potentially include performance-related add-ons, structured payments over a period of 3 years, and even a small sell-on clause, making the whole package incredibly attractive and future-proof for Betis. The sheer persistence and strategic negotiating prowess being deployed by the Celtic board, which is often criticized for being overly cautious, is genuinely surprising everyone and lending serious credibility to the idea that this deal is far closer to completion than anyone outside the inner circle believes. The noise from Spain suggests Betis is now actively lining up replacements, a clear sign that they are resigned to losing one of their key creative outlets, which is the strongest possible indicator that the Fornals to Celtic transfer is now reaching its critical phase, heading straight for the finish line. The alleged personal terms now, this is where the real excitement lies for the Celtic faithful, as they paint a picture of a player who is absolutely convinced that this is the right move for his career trajectory. The word on the street is that Fornals has been offered a 5-year contract, a commitment that ties his prime years to the club, signaling a massive vote of confidence from both sides. We're talking about a significant, game-changing increase in his current salary, elevating him to a status that few players in the history of the Scottish game have ever achieved. The reports also suggest that the package includes certain lifestyle amenities, perhaps related to accommodation and logistics, designed to make the transition from the sunny Mediterranean climate to the sometimes dry Scottish weather as smooth and comfortable as possible for him and his family. The sheer effort being expended on the periphery details confirms that this isn't a rushed, last-minute deal. This is a highly calculated, meticulously planned transfer operation aiming to secure a player who is seen as the final missing piece of the European puzzle. The fact that his representatives are reportedly already in Glasgow engaging in advanced discussion simply adds another layer of tangible truth to what started as a seemingly impossible rumor, fueling the excitement to fever pitch among the supporters who are already dreaming of his first goal. And the reaction from the dressing room, that's another fascinating subplot to this developing story, because bringing in a player of Fornals' caliber inevitably sends ripples through the existing squad dynamic, potentially unsettling a few established names. However, the internal buzz, according to the sources close to the team, is overwhelmingly positive, with the current players reportedly excited and energized by the prospect of playing alongside such a technically gifted and experienced professional. The manager, it is said, has been incredibly transparent with his current midfield options, explaining the strategic importance of bringing in a creative number 10 who can unlock stubborn defenses and elevate the overall quality of ball retention and progression in the final third. The players view this potential signing not as a threat, but as a massive statement of intent from the club, a clear indication that the hierarchy is willing to back the team with genuine quality, making them more competitive on the continental stage. This unity, this collective enthusiasm is crucial for integrating a big-name signing, ensuring that Fornals steps into a supportive and ambitious environment where he can immediately thrive and showcase his considerable talents without any unnecessary friction or jealousy from his new teammates. It truly speaks volumes about the club's current culture that a move like this is being embraced so wholeheartedly by the existing core of talented players. Finally, let's address the impending medical the absolute last hurdle in any transfer saga, the point where everything either clicks into place or completely falls apart under the microscopic scrutiny of the club's medical staff. The whispers suggest that Fornals is due to fly into Glasgow within the next 48 hours, maybe even sooner, to undergo the mandatory examinations at a confidential location, away from the prying eyes of the relentless media pack. The sheer urgency attached to this final phase implies that both clubs and the player are keen to wrap this up as quickly as humanly possible, perhaps even before the close of the transfer window, to ensure he is registered and available for the upcoming fixtures. This incredibly tight timeline is injecting an unbelievable sense of drama into the whole affair, turning a mere transfer rumor into a genuinely gripping sporting thriller, complete with clandestine travel arrangements and high-stakes medical assessments that will determine the ultimate fate of this massive deal. The supporters are collectively holding their breath, hitting refresh on their news feeds every 30 seconds, knowing that the confirmation of a completed medical will be the definitive sign that Pablo Fornals is officially about to trade the green and white stripes of Real Betis for the iconic, hallowed hoops of Celtic Football Club, marking the end of one era and the thrilling dawn of another. So we've covered the fact that Pablo Fornals is reportedly on the verge of becoming a Celtic player, which, let's be honest, is a sentence that still feels a bit like something ripped straight out of a video game fantasy mode. But now, let's really dive into what this potential transfer means for the manager's tactical vision and the overall strategic direction of the club. The gaffer has been clear, always stressing the importance of having multiple creative options in the attacking third, players who can not only receive the ball under pressure, but also execute that decisive, cutting-edge pass that unlocks the low-block defenses that the team so frequently faces domestically. Fornals, with his exceptional technical ability, his remarkable vision, and his proven track record of consistently creating high-quality goal-scoring opportunities in a demanding league like La Liga, represents the absolute pinnacle of that particular profile. He is not just a luxury signing, he is a meticulously chosen strategic weapon designed to elevate the team's offensive output to a level that transcends the current domestic dominance, preparing them for the significantly tougher challenges that await them in European competition. The sheer quality and versatility he brings, being able to operate as a traditional number 10, a wide attacking midfielder, or even a deep-lying playmaker, offers the manager a tactical flexibility that is truly unprecedented in the squad's recent history, allowing for dynamic in-game adjustments and a much wider array of starting formations. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. The impact this transfer could have on the rest of the league and indeed on the mindset of the club's rivals cannot be overstated, because this is a statement of intent that echoes far beyond the boundaries of Glasgow's East End. Bringing in a player of Fornals' genuine international reputation sends a crystal-clear message to every other club in the Scottish Premiership. Celtic are not content to merely coast to titles. They are actively committed to raising the benchmark for quality, ambition, and investment in the domestic game. This kind of signing is a psychological blow to the competition, forcing them to look at their own recruitment strategies and question whether they can even begin to compete with the sheer pulling power that the Hoops are now demonstrating in the European market. Moreover, the publicity and global attention that a player of this magnitude generates are absolutely immense. instantly raising the profile of the Scottish League in major European football markets, especially Spain and the United Kingdom, which is an invaluable boost for the club's brand and commercial reach. This isn't just about what happens on the pitch. It's about establishing Celtic as a genuine, attractive destination for high-caliber players who might otherwise be heading to mid-table Premier League or Bundesliga clubs, fundamentally altering the perception of Scottish football. Let's turn our attention to the financial mechanics for a moment, because the sheer cost involved in pulling off a deal of this magnitude is the most definitive evidence that the club's hierarchy is truly backing this revolutionary move. The rumored transfer fee, which is said to be hovering around the seven-figure mark, an absolutely substantial sum in the context of Scottish football transfers, is a significant financial outlay, but the whispers suggest that the club views it as an incredibly shrewd, long-term investment. They are not merely paying for his current ability, they are investing in the potential European prize money and the increased market valuation of the squad that his presence will inevitably bring, essentially future-proofing the team's finances. Furthermore, the club's meticulous financial planning, which has been quietly accumulating funds from recent player sales and successful European campaigns, has made this kind of big money move entirely sustainable and responsible, debunking any claims that this is a reckless, all-or-nothing gamble. The key detail here is that the payment structure is reportedly designed to be manageable, spread over several years, ensuring that the club's financial stability remains rock solid, while securing a player who is truly capable of delivering immediate, game-changing impact, both domestically and internationally. The buzz among the supporters, though, is what truly defines this entire saga, transforming a boardroom negotiation into a communal celebration of ambition and hope, a feeling that hasn't been this palpable around the club in many, many years. The constant refreshing of social media feeds, the analysis of every minute detail of the rumor, the creation of fantasy lineups featuring Fornals in the number 10 role, it's all part of the unique collective delirium that a signing of this magnitude generates among the faithful. They are desperate to see a player who can genuinely excite them with moments of individual brilliance, a true continental star who can turn a potentially drab domestic fixture into a must-watch spectacle, showcasing skill levels that are simply not often seen in the Scottish game. This wave of overwhelming optimism is incredibly important as it translates into a renewed, electrifying atmosphere at Celtic Park, creating a cauldron of noise and energy that will undoubtedly give the team a psychological advantage, particularly during those crucial European nights. The supporters view this as a return to the club's historical commitment to attracting genuine star power, a signal that the big ambitions of the past are being revived with a modern, strategic focus, truly uniting the fan base behind the manager and the board's bold vision. Hello, fan, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.